Hi folks, how are you doing? Welcome back to another video. So yeah, today we're sort of back in the workshop, the new workshop. You see from the last video that we sort of collected a load of wood and yeah, we just want to start building the kitchen area and then sort of my booth. What we're doing at the minute is going through them all the bent pieces, so then we can start doing the roof truss, or roof gusset, or fucking gussets. The roof bits, whatever you fucking call them, I don't know. Metal work, not fucking woodwork. So, brought the bench round, and what we've done is we tried to do it in pairs, because they all bow in different ways, but we've tried to do it so when we clamp two together and screw it all together, they should pull them relatively straight. So, we've managed to have this pile. And so, well, like I said in the last video, a lot of these will be used for noggins, but we want to try and do it as cheaply as we possibly can. So yeah, we've got the pairs here as well. So yeah, these are going to be for the roof on the kitchen, so we're just about to screw them together. And then, like I said in the last video, for the booth, because it's a longer expanse, we'll put a load together. I say it's for the ceiling, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, it's just got to hold plasterboard up. So yeah, we've got nice straight wood for all the walls, but yeah, we want to try and do it cheaply. So yeah, we're going to clamp these and screw these and have some fun. Although Michelle looks like she's having loads of fun. So hi Michelle. You having fun, aren't you? What do you mean no? You're having fun, aren't you? It's amazing. Tell the people how much fun you're having.
Loads of fun with one hand.
Oh, it's fun for one hand. To be fair, like both of our hands are fucked. So if you look at how swollen my hand is, that's just arthritis, and then she's just been wanking too much. This is basically our setup. So they don't have to be perfectly straight. We just want them as flat and straight as possible. So yeah, just clamping it down to the angle line on the bench. Just drilling pilot holes and then screwing it in. Not worrying about the old nails, nothing, because nothing will ever be seen. It's doing its job. We're just making sure that that bottom edge is as flat as possible, because that'd be where the plasterboard melts. So joy is, got fucking many clamps. I've got two of these done, and I'm quite happy with the way they've turned out. As you can see, they're relatively straight. They'll do exactly what they need to do for supporting the plasterboard on the ceiling. But I know I'm going to end up getting questions, so I thought I'd sort of show, or try and show, how I've done it. So, I've got the bench, and then I've laid out a load of angle, because it's just what I've got. And then what I've done is I've tried to pair them so they bow out together, so we can start in the middle, but also where they sort of kink at the ends. If you look at that one, that's like really bowed that way. I've tried to do it so then it bows the opposite way. So then we can sandwich it all together, clamp it all onto the bench, and then once it's all screwed together, they're relatively straight. So I'll try. I haven't got a tripod for my phone. I'm just literally doing it. So I'll clamp a little bit up, then I'll show you where I'll clamp some up, and I'll show you where we're at. That's pretty much the starting point. So that back one laid relatively flat on this angle. You can see there. So I'll clamp that straight up. So now what I can do is I need to put a clamp on there quite loosely, and then you can just about see I can get that down to then touch that. So you'll see what I mean. You see, got that massive gap there at the minute. I'll get that closed up. That's the gap all sort of cleared up. So it's nice and flat on this side, nice and flat to that, and it's all clamped up. I'm using this block just to keep the handles away from each other, so then that way, because obviously I started on that one, and then I can actually get a purchase on that to clamp it down, and I'll just nip that up tight. So now what I'll do is I'll do exactly the same to this one and then this one, and then we get some screws into it, and then we can move out. So yeah, I'll show you these two, and then I'll just crack on. There you go. So it looks a bit shit on the top because they're slightly different sizes, but the main idea is underneath is flat. So yeah, I've got it flat across these three. So now I'll drill some holes, bang some screws in, and then we'll just move out. And then we'll get this one pretty sorted out. But yeah, that's how I've been doing it. That's it, all done. So this is how I've clamped the ends up, where it's sort of bowed a little bit. Just use the block and then a big G clamp, and then yeah, it's all screwed together. I've tried to keep as much in the middle as I possibly can. So that's all screwed together now. I'll unclamp it and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, all unclamped. So it's got a tiny little rock in it, but I really don't care. You know, it's got a whole plasterboard up. But it's pretty straight that way and pretty straight that way now, just using that method. And you see how fucked up it was. So I'm going to crack on. Well, now we're going to pick up some more wood and then we'll get the rest of these done. And then we'll get onto the longer bits. I'll show you how we're doing them, because that's going to be fun. What are you doing? Oh, crackhead. Right, it's the next day. Time we'd got back in with all the other wood, it was probably about 6 o'clock, and then I ended up fucking breaking my last fucking screw bit fucking thing over. Yeah, fucking broke that fucker, so we had to order some more. So we did pick up quite a lot more wood. Because obviously we need to do the battens all the way around the wall and then for like the ceiling bits as well. I managed to get a couple more of them done. So yeah, the plan at the minute is I'm gonna steam in, just carry on making them. So we've got them ready to go. Michelle's got to do a couple of signs for the farmer for his coffee lodge, get that sorted out. Then she's going to put another rack up. So, we've got this Dexian style rack. I just want to put one here. This is going to be like all the fucking consumables for the mechanical side. Excuse me. So yeah, she's going to put that up. Hopefully I'll have a few more of them looking a bit straighter. But then once she comes back, then the two of us are going to start making stubbles, because we've got Louis here tomorrow and I want to try and get at least the booth wall up, so then we can get the doors on, because with three of us it's going to be a lot easier trying to get them doors on, because obviously I didn't make them doors, I was giving them. It's going to be get them in, try and support them somehow, and then make it up as we go along really. So you know, it's not like I can just fucking hold it and fuck about. Yeah, that's the plan. Back on. I got bored of doing the straightening the lengths out for the roof beams, so we started making we started laying it out for the stub walls for the booth. So that's basically where it's going to go. That's 3 lengths down here, because this is 20 foot long, this whole thing. So yeah, the idea is we'll join these together, just using you see the join there, so we'll join them together just using a bit of batten screwed in. Then I'll mark out all the holes so it can screw to the floor, and then we'll sweep all of this bit out, and then we'll start fucking marking it out and making a wall. I don't want to keep stopping because I want to crack on, but I wanted to show you sort of how I've joined them together. So I've just used a piece of angle clamped up to keep it straight. It's going to be on the floor, so I ain't too worried about that. It's just going to follow the undulations of the floor. Then I've just used a bit of 8-inch block with just 2 screws in it. You can see I marked the centre line. So yeah, that should be fine. I mean, to be fair, I'm only really screwing it together just for sort of transportation purposes, because we're going to have to mark out all the holes where it's going to sort of screw to the floor. And like I said, we'll move it over here, and then we'll start putting all the battens in and making it sort of a wall. Before then we'll bring it back here, stand it up and screw it down. So yeah, that's it. I did think about trying to do it and then make it in sort of like loads of individual little walls, like the 3 individual walls, but then it's just more fucking wood and I really don't have the fucking money for it. So just waiting for the impact driver battery to charge up, but this is where we're at now. That's basically the entire wall. So yeah, just need a couple more screwing in now, like that one. That one's obviously loose. Yeah, so we'll have this done probably about half hour or so. Won't take long once the battery's charged. Then we're gonna get it up there. I've already marked the holes to drill, so it'll go on the floor. So yeah, we should have this wall pretty much up. Won't be completely fixed, but we'll clamp it to this beam for now, and then we'll run one roof sort of ceiling joist thing to that post, so then we've still got access to the middle, but it should keep it stable. And then we're going to look at making this stud work tonight as well, to then tie it all in. That's the plan, but we'll see how it goes. We're on the next day. Sorry about the noise, the fucking wind is horrendous today. It's fucking banging against the shutter and it's fucking bitter. Yeah, I was hoping to get the wall up yesterday, but the masonry bit that I was using to drill into the floor fucking just melted the tip. I must have hit a stone or something. It's just fucking destroyed it, so we couldn't get it up. We did clamp it up to then try and work out the other wall, which actually worked out in its favour. So yeah, that's it all completed, back together. All together, sorry. And then yeah, we got it up last night, and I just clamped it on the beam there. See a bit of the clamps there. It actually holds up quite nicely, which is good. Yeah, because I was going to try and work out the spacing of this. It was only when I was going, oh, we need to measure the doorway, I went, oh shit, I haven't actually got a fucking doorway in here. So luckily I didn't fucking screw it down. So just went through quite easy. Just moved this post along, so we've got a doorway in. Yes, it's in the middle. We did contemplate about putting it at the end and at that end, but we decided to put it in the middle because it sort of works out about right, sort of with this door, so they'll be sort of together, and it just gives me more wall space for tools and shit. So yeah, yeah, so that's all done. Still need to put in some cross braces, but that can be done when it's up. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, so I've got I actually bought 3 new drill bits, just in case. And then yeah, I managed to do 2 holes. So we've done that one, and I got halfway through that one, and that's where I fucking decided to melt the tip. Oh, fucking, will you focus in on that? It's not focused, but you can see it's literally just destroyed it. So yeah, that is the first job, is drill all them holes out. So yeah, we've got Louis coming down in a little while, and then we're going to try and tackle the actual double doors at the front. That's a steel frame, so it's like all hands on deck for that, and we'll try and work that out. This is why I was hoping to get this done last night, so then it's all ready to go. But I know he's having his haircut at the minute. Me and Michelle got here quite early. It's what I say, quite early. It's early for me. It's like fucking 8:30 in the morning. It's unheard of for me. Yeah, so I'm fucking rambling. I always ramble, trying to think what I fucking say. So I'm gonna drill some holes, and then we can get this fucking thing up. Quickly, just in case you're wondering, yes, I've left this bit in at the bottom. I will be taking that out. There won't be a step there for the door. It's just at the minute, it's going to be a lot easier to move it as a complete unit, and then I'll just use an oscillating tool and cut it out afterwards once it's all screwed and bolted down. So yeah, it's just easier to move like that as a big structure. We've made some decent progress. So we've got this wall up, it's all screwed down to the floor. Still need to bolt it up at the end. As you can hear, the rain's fucking coming down. I was going to initially use like that, but that is just too janky and shit, so we scrapped that idea. But that was put there just to square it up. We managed to get hold of this really fucking long length that wasn't quite long enough, and I just happened to have these fucking brackets in stock. So screwed in there, clamped up at the minute. I'm about to sort of screw it in. Fucking hell, fucking weather. Yeah, I've just drilled the pilot holes for that, and I'm going to bolt that up there and then screw that in. So we've got the door in. Louis gone through, drilled all the holes, screw it up, We need to sort of drill counter holes, and then we can get that up in there. I thought this door was 8 foot. It's not quite 8 foot tall, hence why it's a little bit lower, but we can work on that. We'll get this centralised and screw. Sorry about that. I have no idea what fucking happened. Sound just cut out. I really don't know. It's about 4 hours later, and I literally just checked back on the footage. So let me give you an update of where we're at now. Well, I'll try and follow on from where we was. So what I was trying to say was, Michelle has been cutting these out. These are going to be the noggins to screw to the wall all the way around, so we can get the battens screwed up and then level. So she's been doing that. Well, she was cutting them out initially. She's now gone through and drilled the holes on all of them. But we now have the door in. So there's the framework all pretty much up, and then that's the door all done. So, well, I say all done. There's a couple of bits I need to do at the bottom. So all at the top is done. That's all screwed up, screwed in, screwed around. Trying to negotiate all this wood. So yeah, these brackets I had in stock. I say in stock, you know, they're just in the pile. These came with a fucking massive old fucking bench grinder that I got. It was like strapped to a wall. I completely forgot about them, and when I realised that this length of wood was too short, I took a load of angle round to the other unit to weld it up to make a bracket, and I was like, when I was going through the scrap pile, I was like, oh shit, got them. Perfect, done, dusted, both sides. So you can see it's screwed on that side. I've drilled through, bolted it on this one, and then it's just sort of screwed up. And this is bolted all the way across the top. Loads and loads of bolts all the way through. At the minute, I've only got 2 screws in the bottom, and it's pretty solid now. It's got a little bit of flex because that's not tied into anything. It's a little bit of flex, but the problem is the screws went straight through that fucking gap. I mean, it's solid, it's not going anywhere, but what I am going to do is I'm going to weld a little piece of angle on there, just across there, and then put 2 screws either side, both ends. But the doors are opening, look at that. Nice. Oh, zoom out. So yeah, nice. Fuck's sake. Nice opening doors, and exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Look at that. So yeah, well happy. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some other bits. We need to sort of fill in this gap, fill in that gap. We've also ordered some wood for going across the top. Not happy with this at all. This is I was hoping I was going to get away with it, but yeah, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough at all. But these will still be useful for all the noggins and stuff. And then we still need to make braces from this runner to that runner to support the bands. So it's not going to get wasted. They were cheap enough anyway. They're literally £1 a length. So yeah, we've got some decent fucking lengths going across there. So yeah, it will all come together. I'm going to call it a day on this video. Like I said in the last video, I don't want to keep doing, you know, massive fucking long videos. I want to keep you updated as much as I can. I am putting little bits on TikTok, you know, as I'm doing it, but they're only short videos. I want to try and keep you in the loop of how I'm doing things and what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day on this video, get this uploaded, and then I'll be back in tomorrow and cracking on. So there'll be another video soon. So yeah, please check out the description block. Fucking hell, why can't I say description this time of fucking night? Description box below. Check out my friends. Please have a look at my Teespring store, buy some merch off me. Please have a look at my Patreon, try and support me. Please like, share, subscribe. You know, drop a comment in down below, and I'll see you for the next one.